far as quitting school, just don't do it. Don't do it. Maybe you need to make a shift. Maybe you need to change where you're living. If you're in college, live in a different part of campus, expose yourself to new activities. But if you just let yourself feel bad about your situation, you're going to continue to feel bad. Now, one of my favorite people in the world is Tony Robbins. He has a quotation. I always like to give credit to anyone who creates a quote that I really like, because I expect people to do the same to me. If you use a David Richard quote, try to say, oh, David told me this. But Tony Robbins, to get to the point, Tony Robbins says, massive action is a cure-all. Massive action is a cure-all. That's not just a little bit of a tweak to your routine. Massive action, a massive improvement. Say you're in high school and you're very depressed. Think about why. Maybe you feel like nobody likes you in your high school. Maybe you feel overworked, but you don't do anything about it. So let's say you feel some kind of social isolation. You really have to try new things. And even if you have to make an excuse to talk to people, say, I'm joining this new club because New Year's resolution, why not? Or, it looks good for college. I mean, maybe whatever the reason is, make new friends, force yourself to make new friends, talk to people. I'm naturally an introvert. I do a lot of work in front of huge groups of people, so it's kind of funny that I'm an introvert. But everyone appreciates a sense of community, even somebody who's extremely introverted. So try to foster that sense of community, even if it's not an ideal group of people. I know a lot of students of mine, they're maybe the best student in their high school, so they think, oh, I don't need to talk to these people, they're below me. That's not great thinking. I think not everyone, most people have something to offer you. Most people. And that's maybe a little bit more of a nuance than what other people might say, that everybody has value. I think there are a lot of bad people, a lot of dumb people, unfortunately, but chances are most of your peers will have something to offer you. But at the very least, you want a sense of community. So these people don't need to be your best friends for the rest of your life, but you could still be part of their community, right? Realize that they might have some faults. Nobody's perfect, but they probably do have perfect traits in them. They might not be perfect. No one is perfect. Even some of the best people in the world that we look up to, they had faults. Some leaders, I'm sure you can read some biographies, you'll see a lot of people that we're taught to look up to weren't perfect in a lot of ways, but their messages in certain parts of their lives were perfect. So join a community of people if you're feeling poorly. Put yourself out there and make a lot of friends. That's just an example of massive action. If you're not feeling good about your situation, make changes to your life. Don't think, I'm just going to quit and go to a different high school. That's running. You're running from the issue then. If you're like me and you like learning, realize every job will have some boring aspects, but try to find something that constantly stimulates you. I was a ski instructor in high school, and I always loved that because it was always a different issue in a student. Students were always different. I was able to teach them. It was very dynamic every single time. It never plateaued. It was always different. We had different abilities, different people from different places. It was always interesting. So I think the important part of not finding yourself tempted to quit would be realizing what tasks you gravitate towards and seeking those out. If you're not into very repetitive things, don't do them. So that realization, combined with the fact that maybe you're running. So think, am I running? Is this task just not right for me? And being able to separate those two, that might help you figure out if you should quit something. But don't quit high school. Don't do it, and don't quit college. But just so far as jobs, try to find the right jobs, the right extracurricular activities that resonate with your attention span and your interest in variety. And if you do that, I think you'll have a lot of activities, and the sooner you can figure all this stuff out, the more capable you will be for college. I think a lot of students and a lot of parents think this part of your life doesn't really matter, but it does. It does. It's vitally important, and you have to be proactive in it and shape the person you want to be. And I'm in my 20s, and I realize this now, and I'm very happy about it because I think I'll be in a very good place in the future because I'm very actively figuring out who I want to be, and that's pretty cool to be in control. So I'd like you to have that control and that introspection, and I want you to be happy. So a little bit of a mushy end to this video. And as always, like, comment, and I'll talk to you soon, guys. Thanks.